I think we should talk about how different our parenting is.
You have one, Lyndsay. It's not fair.
I know. I think it's just funny.
I'm a little bit of what you call a hover mom.
No.
Cole always says to me, Mom, why do you have to be so, always know where I'm going and who I'm with and talk to the parents? And I don't know, because I love you.
Yeah. It's a good reason.
We already addressed it. Miles walked himself to school.
That's right.
Made his own lunch, tucked you into bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Miles is definitely more independent. My kids, I had access to all of their phones. I still do. No
Social accounts.
Social accounts. No electronics in their bedrooms.
Yep.
I'm a little more of a hover mom. No girls in the house without a parent there.
Yep.
I don't need no grandbabies.
No.
Boys are untrustworthy. Every single one of them.
Yeah. Raising boys is not easy.
Raising boys is not easy. So
what is it that you always say to your kids?
When they got on the bus?
Sure, that's one piece of advice, but I was thinking more of why you had 3 of them.
Oh, I always say we had 3 so we can make an example out of one of you. It changes every day.
Yep.
Which one?
Yeah.
No, when they got on the bus, I would say, have a great day at school. Don't touch your penis. Don't let anybody else touch your penis.
Solid advice.
Solid advice.
When Miles got on the bus, I'd say, or when he'd leave the house, I'd say, remember, Jesus loves you, Mom loves you, and Dad loves you. Similar.
Don't touch your penis.
Similar.
Could you imagine how much trouble you get in school for touching your penis?
Or letting somebody else
touch your penis.
That's good advice.
It's actually really good advice with 3 boys.
Yeah.
It really is. And we haven't had any issues.
Knock on wood.
At school. When Miles is sick or one of my boys are sick, it is just as hard for me as it is for one of my kids.
Yeah.
And that's something that's hard for people to understand. My love and connection to Miles is like a child. Because he's
mine
a
to
part
your
of me.
kids. And that's why I generally ignore them and let them do their own thing. Same way I raised my child.
That's why they're not allowed at Auntie's house unsupervised. You asked if Cash could come live with you for 2 weeks. The answer's no.
Leslie.
Lyndsay.
I'm joking. First off, I love them
I know you
undyingly.
do.
And I take great care of them when they're in my company.
I'm aware.
But I do give a very long leash.
A very long leash. You always said to Miles, I'll trust you till you give me a reason not to. But I can recall numerous reasons that he gave us not to trust him.
He did, but I remember the first. It was the, let's just call it slumber party he tried to throw.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that one. Prior to that, when he called a friend's parent.
Yeah. So that when he had a friend at school in 7th grade, dared him to call another friend's mother and prank call her, basically.
Yep.
And then he got caught. He did time for that, meaning he had to do some things for the principal. He had to do some work at home. He was grounded a little. So he earned that back.
What's the longest Miles has ever been grounded? I will phone Miles.
Yeah, grounded from...
Miles didn't really get grounded.
He did. He got grounded, but it was more like he had to do things. He had to do big chores.
He had to listen to your lectures.
Oh, I'm a lecturer.
Oh, I know.
No, I was thinking of when he tried to throw a slumber party in 9th grade.
Oh, yeah.
That
Co-ed. My favorite part was you woke up in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., and you're like, Mom, tuition.
Yeah.
Something's going on. You went out there. You opened up the door, and all the girls just froze. Boy, 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 girl, girl, girl. There's my kid just playing video games by himself. But he was still in the wrong for not saying anything like, hey, Auntie, there's chicks in the garage.
I broke up the slumber party.
Drove each person home.
Every kid home.
Individually and walked them to the doors at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
And talked to their parents.
Yeah, that was a fun night. So that Miles would not do that again.
Well, and so that all those parents knew where their children were.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I remember when you guys called and told me.
You think we were easy parents, but we were tough sometimes. It depended on what it was. I didn't freak out if Miles smoked a cigarette. You would literally call
Lyndsay,
the Pope.
Lyndsay, I would shut down Snohomish.
If your child smoked a cigarette.
Are you kidding? Absolutely.
I was like, you know what? Kids do things. Miles, let's talk about it. And then we just move on with life.
Oh, God.
You would lose it.
I literally have, it's unfair. I'll say that. Not to my children. They're not listening. I have such high expectations for myself that I put them on everybody else. I know that. Wow. I know that about me. I've admitted this.
No, you have never admitted that.
Yes, I have. Well, I admitted it to Jacob. I've admitted this. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that my expectations are wrong. It just means that I expect more.
But it doesn't mean that other people, your kids, should have to live up to what your expectations are either.
No, but they do need to meet certain standards,
which they do,
to remain alive.
Which they do. And a few mistakes along the way are normal.
Yeah. I know. I'm a tough mom. I know I am.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Kyler had a girlfriend over, Molly, still dating her. Curfew was 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock, they're still hanging out. I marched right downstairs and I said, it's past curfew. You know my rules. Molly was around for about 2 weeks at that point. I put Molly in my car and I drove her home in silence. I said, tell me when to turn. And she sat in the car. Lyndsay, looking back, I'm like, first off, I think I just kidnapped a child.
I mean, honestly.
Okay? Second of all, I'm shocked she did not cry. No radio, no communication. We pulled up to her house.
She would just say, left.
Yeah. She'd go, turn here. And then I'd turn. And then when we got to her house, I looked right at her and I said, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed because I expect better out of you. Good night, Molly. And she got out of the car.
How long till she came back?
Oh, man, she was back a couple weeks.
She's
tough. She's still around.
She's tough.
She's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Cash's girlfriend, I have made her cry.
Are you proud of this?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
But I'm just saying because I was frustrated with them for their choices. And so I sat them down on the couch and I said, oh, God, remember when I found that condom?
Yes. Yes. I wondered if we're going there.
So I found a condom in a bathroom garbage, okay? Logically, the only person that would have used this condom was Kyler and Molly. They were
oldest kids.
17 and 18 at the time.
Yeah.
So I thought.
Logically.
So I thought, you've got to be kidding me. They're having sex in my house that I pay for?
Pause. So instead of, just rational thinking of maybe asking.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Just making sure. Unpause.
Kyler and Molly, I need you at the house now.
Sure.
They walk in, sit down. They sit on the couch.
We're going straight for it.
Straight for it. Kyler, do you know what you're taking from Molly right now? And he goes, what are you talking about? Kyler, she will never get her virginity back.
Okay.
And he's like, Mom, what are you talking about? Mom, I found the condom. Molly starts bawling. She's like, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. I will not be lied to.
Okay, pause. Same girl you put in your car, drove home in silence.
Yeah, about 6 months prior. I know. I don't know why she's still around.
Okay.
I love her.
Well, yeah. I mean, thank God.
She's a little like me. She's a little insane.
Yeah. Okay. So we didn't
Fast forward.
We didn't ask.
No, of course not, Lyndsay.
We didn't like maybe think there was another reason for this.
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. All right.
Fast forward.
Yes.
Conclusion of the story.
Yeah.
Cash had gotten a condom.
Sure.
And decided, I wonder how big I can blow it up. So blew up a condom and then threw it away. So I had to go tell Kyler and Molly, hey, look, I'm sorry that I accused you guys of that, but I think it was a good opportunity, Molly, for you to hear that your heart needs to be protected. And Kyler, for you to realize you can't take advantage of girls. Let's have dinner, guys. We just moved right on to the next thing.
So you were still right in your lecturing.
Well,
I mean, in the assumption of.
Well, no, they were not the ones that used it, but I was absolutely helping them by giving them the opportunity to confess if need be.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
I know.
You didn't miss that opportunity.
I know. The list goes on, Linds. I'm a pretty stellar. Kyler got a speeding ticket, so I had him drive directly to the office.
Sure.
When I found out, hand me his keys and walk home. Remember that?
I do remember that.
And he's like, Mom, it's raining and it's like 3 miles. I said, yeah. Well, now you know what it's like not to have a car.
I do remember that.
You wanted so
desperately
bad
wanted
to go pick him up and drive him home.
I did.
And I told you if you did, I would be livid.
Mm-hmm.
Livid.
I couldn't handle the fact that he was walking in the rain.
I know. But hey, he hasn't gotten a speeding ticket since.
Yeah, true.
I'm pretty sure he still speeds, though.
He does.
I know. So, different techniques for raising kids, but the two oldest
Are
Miles
turning
and
out
Kyler,
great.
they're turning out amazing.
Yeah.
My next two, jury's still out.
Are you sticking with the same technique?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
I have
not
to be
failing
consistent.
you yet.
I have to be consistent. Cole said to me yesterday, Mom, do I get the Land Cruiser when I turn 16? I said, no, buddy. He goes, why? I said, because that's too nice of a car.
Yeah.
Like when you're 16, you get a beater. And he goes, but I'm the third kid.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, nope, that's not how it works.
That's good logic, Cole.
So I got to stay consistent. I got to stay consistent.
The thing about Miles is he is
Such a good negotiator.
Leslie, he's so like you. And we would give him a discipline.
Oh, I know. And he would explain why that was not fair. And he had a reason. Oh, I remember there was a football game and he was not supposed to go to a football game. I can't remember what
Leslie,
his discipline or why he was being disciplined.
But the problem is he didn't just start the second you gave it to him.
No.
He'd go to his room and he would like meticulously come up with this reason.
Yes.
And he'd put thought into it.
Yep.
There'd be reason, there'd be background,
Yep.
there'd be, I mean, all of this.
Yes.
Points.
Yes.
And then he'd come and present it to
Yes.
you.
Oh, I remember.
In a way that he had thought through everything we could have countered him on.
Yeah.
And he had a point to all of it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, ugh. So it was really hard.
Yeah.
With him. It was hard.
Yeah. I'm thinking of when he was not supposed to go to the final football game. It was the final football game of something in high school. I can't remember why he got in trouble.
Yeah.
He was grounded for 2 weeks. And that second week was a football game. He must have been a freshman.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't playing. And he wanted to go. And for the 2 weeks leading up to it, he gave you every reason why he needed to be at that game with his friends, dressed up in his school colors. And sure as hell, he was at that game.
Yeah. That sounds like Miles.
There was no way he was missing that game.
He was born for sales.
Yeah, he's I can't really think of other than like you guys let him drive before he had a driver's license.
Yeah.
And do things like that. Like you guys just were easier
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys were just easier on him. He was more like you guys' third partner, you know?
It's harder with one because
they don't have a friend.
Sooner, I think, than when you have multiples, they become just another family member than a child.
Yeah. Mine, I think Kyler played down to the boys because he had his siblings.
Yeah.
Whereas Miles played up to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And you, like, Kyler is an adult, but you still have children in the house.
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't have the other two, you would have an adult. You'd have an all adult house.
I would probably have much leaner rules.
Yeah, it's different. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I get it, because the rules that I allow Kyler to have now, those other two are going to see and expect. And it's like, if cell phones started at 15 for Kyler, they inevitably started at 13 for Cash.
Yeah.
And Cole had one by 11.
Yeah.
I mean, that is how the progression worked.
Yeah.
So whatever I do with Kyler is going to affect the other two.
Yeah.
So I have to stay strong with Kyler to get the other ones to,
Yep.
have those same rules.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I told Kyler the other day that he could just go ahead and move out if he wanted, if he didn't like my rules. He quickly decided he really, really likes his mother's rules.
Yes.
I think what he likes is the free housing and
the
food.
free housing, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what. When Miles moved out, like, I called him the other day. I said, honey, do you want me to meet you at Costco and buy you some groceries? No, Mom, I don't need you to do that. And I said, I don't know how to tell you how much money I have saved from you not living here with groceries. I said, I feel like I should buy you groceries because I'm not spending money anymore on food.
You can buy one of my children groceries.
Leslie, it's insane.
Lyndsay, I bet you $600 a week on average for the three boys.
Yeah. When Miles was at home, it was about $300.
Yeah.
Now, maybe go to the grocery once a month.
But you also only eat chickpeas.
Touche.
And you don't eat meat. Meat is what's expensive.
That's true. And
And
Miles
dairy.
ate so much meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, all that to say,
I have a lot of children and a long way to go.
no, I'm trying to be positive.
No, that's not positive.
I was like, no,
I
you
do.
got it.
Yeah,
I know.
I have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I still have,
One not in high school.
wait, let's see, fresh 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 school years.
Mm-hmm.
5 and whatever's left in this school year.
Well, you'll cry when it's over. So.
Oh, are you kidding? Jacob and I were talking about how next year is going to be our last year of
Junior high.
and club sports.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
it's all high school.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is crazy. We've
Yeah.
been going to these same tournaments for over 10 years
Yeah.
because of all the boys going through the sports.
Yeah.
So next year is going to be a kind of a pivotal moment of, holy crap, I'm not going back to Yakima
Yeah.
for a tournament.
Yeah.
The amount of stories I could share just on the lodging
Yeah.
from tournaments we've been at.
Yeah.
Literally rained on inside our hotel room because the roof came in. And I thought Cole had wet his pants. And I was like, oh, dang it. Sleeping with a wet kid. Ugh. And I thought, roll over. You'll be fine. And then he was like, Mom. And I looked over. I'm like, oh my God, he's covered in drywall.
I hope you never book that place again.
No,
Okay.
but the league still stays there.
Wow.
Yeah. No, have not been back there. Now we stay at another place. But, and Cole's always like, why can't I stay with my friends? Because we got rained on inside Cole. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why we don't stay there.
Yeah.
And then they moved us to a room that had been vacated and not used for God knows how long.
Those were probably asbestos tiles falling on him.
Then we moved to the other room, which was a non-inhabitable room because the amount of smoking that had happened in it.
Oh, my word.
But they decided just to use a Febreze bomb before we entered
Yeah.
at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Logically.
So it was wretched, the headache and how horrible we smelt for the next 2 days of this weekend. But then they put us up in the King Suite for our last night there.
Oh, you got 3 rooms.
Yes.
Wow.
And we had a rollaway bed, and that was big. So, yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The hotels.
Again,
but you and I, we stayed in some crappy hotels when we were kids with Mom.
I was going to say, going back, though, to who spends money and who doesn't.
I know.
Whenever I would travel with Miles in his sports, I always got the nice hotels.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did.
We don't sleep in those places.
No, I don't anymore.
I would say Lyndsay doesn't sleep in those places.
No.
When Justin took Miles and
Kyler
dirt biking, he would stay. I mean,
Lyndsay, There was a room that Justin made the boys wait outside
Yep.
till he went to the gas station and got Lysol
Yep.
and sprayed down the beds and then had the kids sleep on top of the beds. Didn't tell us till they got home. I was like, Justin, you should have not stayed there if you had to spray it down with Lysol.
He said when they turned off the lights, they could hear
Oh, God.
the cockroaches.
Oh.
He wouldn't let the kids shower because of how gross the shower and tub was.
Why not sleep in the truck, Justin?
That's what I don't know. And I don't know how I've stayed married to that for 23 years. Except love.
Okay, so we want to answer questions from last week's podcast on our shopping and being twins. So, Lindsay, do we have any good questions?
We do. We have a couple really good ones. So the first one is sandytrevor.life123. And it is, did you guys ever switch boyfriends as twins?
Oh my gosh, Sandy.
I don't know if that's her name. It's just part of her handle.
Okay. Did we ever switch boyfriends? I mean, technically.
On the phone.
Oh, on the phone. Well, yeah, because you break up with them.
On the phone all the time.
I don't know in person.
I can remember we had Leslie had a boyfriend, and we were sitting on stools, and her boyfriend came up and behind us and started rubbing my shoulders.
Yep.
And rubbing my back, and I turned around
and went, hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then he was like, hey, just patting my back, like, super embarrassed and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So maybe the boyfriend switched.
Yeah.
It wasn't us that switched.
Yeah. It definitely, like, we didn't typically have the same taste in guys.
No, not really.
Although Justin had a crush on me, so we'll have to share that at some point.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Before he had a crush on me.
Yes, he did. He said he couldn't handle me.
No, I think that only lasted a week.
Yeah.
But still, he couldn't handle her. Okay. Next question is from Walker Williams 1.
Okay.
And the question is, do you guys shop for each other?
Oh, actually, well, we get each other gifts all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we constantly are buying each other things. But when we do shop and we're together, we will be picking out things and I'll say, oh, this is more you.
Yeah,
oh, this is more your style. Oh, this is more your style. Because we definitely have, more unique styles. Like, our styles are different.
They are different.
But sometimes I'll pick up something like, oh, this is really cute. And she'll go, that's more me. And I'm like, Lindsay, I like that. No, that's more me. Because she has.
Okay, whoa, you do it too.
Yes, not the same. Not as often because you have more of a funky style and like your style's a lot more like all over. So a lot of things fit into you.
Sure.
I'm more like very like
no, I'm starting to
branch out, but like I wear a lot of like jeans, boots, my jackets.
A lot of jackets.
I love my jackets. So see, if you pick up a jacket and you try to claim it as yours.
I really hardly own jackets.
But if I picked up a belt,
oh yeah,
it wouldn't go well.
I wish you would buy belts.
I know. They just don't look as cute on me as they do you.
But the one thing is that I won't spend money on and does not look cute on me at all, but you will spend a ton of money on and look adorable on you, hats.
I love hats. I even love baseball. I just love it. I feel weird when I don't wear a hat.
And you spend money on hats and you do love them.
I do. It's true.
Thanks for joining us again. Twin Win Unfiltered.